Hey, this is RJ May, and you're watching Mr. Mario 2011.
Hey, so what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and just look at the video real quick. Just look at the top left corner. Wait for it. Wait. There we go! Now, you all might be asking yourselves, Mario, why are you playing on a PlayStation 3, and why are you making a video about this? Well, for people that don't know, I really did not like the PlayStation 3. Last generation, this current generation, it was in the 7th generations of systems. One generation, not several. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, I did not like the PlayStation 3. I made it known on here. I have said multiple times the reasons why I don't like the PS3, and essentially the short version of it is there's a lot of things with the software, the way it was set up that I didn't like. There were a lot of things with the hardware architecture that I did not like, and I don't like how slow the system is itself. Yes, it might be more powerful than the 360, but it is slower most of the time. So there were a lot of reasons as to why I just did not like the PS3, and I even ranted about it on Mod Chat episode 2 with Dope Soner. So if you all have like 45 minutes, I guess you can check that out, and it would be awesome. Thank you if you do that. But anyways, what I'm trying to talk about here is me playing on a PS3 now. Now, I'm not saying for anybody who might be rejoicing or freaking out or anything, I'm not saying, I'm turning over to the dark side or anything like that, or I'm going completely Sony, anything like that. And to be honest, the thing I tell most people, because most people think that I am just completely Xbox, I was a PlayStation person before the Xbox 360. I loved the PS1 over the other systems that were out, like the N64 and all that. I loved the PS2 over the Xbox, the original Xbox and the GameCube. The PS3 is the only system I did not like. That was the only system. Aside from that, I liked the Vita, I liked the PlayStation Portable, I liked the PS4. The PS3 was the only system I didn't like. So if I didn't like it, why did I get one? Why am I playing on one? Well, I had kind of thought about it, and there was one day I was just kind of sitting thinking about it, and I said, you know what, I kind of want to play on a PS3 for some reason. Now, granted, I already have a few PS3s. My parents actually have my Slim, which is completely stock, and then I actually have two custom firmware systems, but one of them, it's a backwards compatible, I think it's an 80 gig model, and that one, it's just like, it was reflowed before, but like the system is just like, it sounds like a death trap. Like within 5 or 10 minutes, the thing is just like screaming and is like, it's super hot. And I've tried cleaning it, all that other stuff. It's something that happens when you reflow a system. I don't even know how it was reflowed, so I kind of keep that over to the side. Then I have another system that is, I want to say it's a 40 gig system, and that one was my main custom firmware system, but I hadn't used that in like about a year, you guys. It'd been a while since I used it, and mainly I just haven't used it because I ended up picking it up broken. It just had a broken disk drive, and then I ended up getting it downgraded. I jailbroke it, and I said, you know what? I don't really care. Like, with the money and the time that I put into it, I said, you know what? It's really not worth me spending another, like, $50 dropping a drive into here. And it's jailbroken anyway, so I'll just play my stuff diskless off hard drives. That's fine. I don't mind. The thing is, though, then you're going to have to, it's not as simple as, taking a Xbox 360 online, whether it's, a RJ-tag system or a JTAG system or even just a stock but flashed system, nothing like that. There's always all these different firmwares out there, and I know I sound like a complete noob to PS3 stuff right now, and it's just because I was into it for a little bit, then I got completely out of it, but from what I've observed, there's quite a few firmwares available. Now there's a few that are kind of isolated here and there. I still have Rogero on these systems. Then there's spoofers you can use to take online, but you can get banned as well, because I remember I actually checked about it before, within a community that I was a part of, and I noticed that there was a huge ban wave going around with PS3 custom firmware users, and the common ground that they all had was that every single one of them used a spoofer. In case you don't know, a spoofer is just something that you can put on your PlayStation, and it tells Sony, yes, I have this firmware I can get online, so you don't have to update your firmware. Now, the thing is, a lot of people were doing that, and a lot of people were getting banned for it. So because of that, I don't know if people are still banning for it, but because of that, that is why I don't take my systems, online, at least with spoofers. And when I did take them online, it was just to update my trophies, and that was it. So I rarely ever took them online. But even the past few times I tried to take my other custom firmware system online, it would just freeze when I connected online. Some people might know the solutions to these, but see, here's the thing. Even if they're easy fixes, I just did not care, because at the root of it, I did not care for the system. I really didn't. But then There's been a few factors here. One, I've gotten quite a few games from PlayStation Plus that I've wanted to play. The PlayStation 3, I will say, I might not like the system, but it does have some damn good games. Some of my favorite gaming experiences have been on the few titles that I have played on the PlayStation 3, because I finished The Last of Us, Beyond Two Souls, and there was a Heavy Rain. Those are the only 3 games that I have finished on the PlayStation 3, and I had good experiences with them. I really did. Like, they were all solid titles. Now, the other thing was, I also had quite a few disc-based games that I had not played, that I couldn't play on my custom firmware system, without going through another types of means, emulating a drive and then going through Iris Manager and all this other stuff. And then sometimes games would just like lock up, freeze, the system would lock up, all that other stuff. So even playing games was a bit of a chore, without a disc drive, because in case you don't know, there are actually several games out for the PS3 where you have to have a disc in your disc drive, and then you can play them that way, or else you just get a black screen, and you really can't go anywhere. I didn't figure that out until, later, probably like a few years ago, but that is one of the quirks, I guess, with having a custom firmware system. And another big thing is I'm really not modding online or anything, and as I said, I'm already paying for PlayStation Plus so I can play online. I have access to all those other features. I'm able to get free games off the service, discounted games off the service, all that other stuff. So I said, you know what? I just want a completely stock system to play on. And that is what I'm going to do. So it sounds very abnormal of me, and it is, but those are my reasonings for it. So when I picked up this system, it was a 40 gigabyte system. I ended up getting it from a friend locally who's at a shop here, and he was trying to fix it up because it had a broken disk drive. And then what ended up happening was I told him, I said, if you fix it, I will buy it from you. If it's broken, as long as it boots and it has the original drive and the original drive board with it, I will buy it from you. Because in case you don't know, if the original drive board is missing from a stock system, you're going to have to downgrade it, and then you have to run a custom firmware on there, and then you have to remarry the board, the drive board to the motherboard and all that other stuff. And I didn't want to go through that headache again. I had already done that once before. That was just painfully annoying. So what ended up happening was he was actually the first one to open up the system and everything. And pro tip as well too, if you have a broken disk drive and you're unsure about it, if it plays digital games or anything, then that means it is the original board, because if the original board or the drive board is not married to the motherboard on that system, it will not boot up a damn thing. I've tried that out as well too. But anyways, what ended up happening was he couldn't get the drive working, so I said, you know what, I'll go ahead and get it from you. So I got it from him for a really good price. I went ahead, brought it home, and then I ordered a new drive online, or I guess a gently used drive online, and I also ordered a 500 gigabyte hard drive. So I swapped in the hard drive, swapped in the drive, the Blu-ray drive. Everything was perfect. It all seemed to work. It connected onto PlayStation Network, all that other stuff, and it was on 3.61. So I was kind of happy about that, because if it was on 3.56 or anything below, I wouldn't have wanted to do it, because I wanted a stock system, but I still would have jailbroken it, because I said, you know what, me updating a jailbreakable system is just a stupid decision overall. So yeah, all that ended up happening with the system. That's how I got it and everything. And then with the games themselves, the nice thing is, because it's pretty much at the end of the PlayStation 3's life cycle, or we're kind of coming to the tail end of it. Actually, next year, the system will be 10 years old, and Sony likes to do a 10-year life cycle with their systems. So there are quite a few games that I had before that I've repurchased, that I am, trading for and everything, and that I've just purchased games that I have not owned before for the system, and they're quite cheap as well too. I think the most I've spent on a game, honestly, has been like $10 or something. But no, there's several games. Like, there were a few games I got the other day that were just $1 each. There were some other games that I've gotten that were $5, because they're great games, but they're just older, and I still want to play them. There's also a bunch of games, coming out as sequels on the PlayStation 4, and I don't know if there's going to be HD remakes or anything like that, but, some of the games I haven't played, like Kingdom Hearts 1.5, barely played through that. I played through a little bit of it. 2.5 and the Final Fantasy 10 and 10-2 remasters. Never even touched those games. I never touched the discs, really. Like, I did not play them on my system because I really couldn't, and I didn't want to go through the headache of playing on them. Nothing like that. So those are games that I've been missing out on as well too, that I've been wanting to play. Now I know just recently they ended up leaking a Uncharted remaster, and I don't know if that's actually happening, but either way, when I bought the system, that was not announced at all, but they had announced Uncharted 4. I had not played the first few Uncharted games, so that's another thing. I want to go through and play those, so I actually picked up the first Uncharted at least, and then I'll, trudge through the other two when I have the time, and I've heard those are great games. The Resistance series, I don't know if there's anything going on with that on PS4, but there was a trilogy on PS3. Never really played through those either. The God of War series as well too. God of War 3 is going to be remastered on PS4, but it's already out on PS3. And in addition to that, I haven't finished the first two games. I would need to play those as well. So as I'm saying, there are a lot of series, a lot of good games, great and excellent titles that I just have not played, and I've really been wanting to play. Even this game that I'm showing right here, Shadow of the Colossus, I've been wanting to play this game. I missed out on it on PS2. On PS3, I said I'm only going to play it when I finish Ico. And credit to my girlfriend for correcting me on that. I was saying Eco for all these years. But what happened was I ended up, I never got through Eco either. So I maybe got like half the way through it, but my thing is when I was younger, I would always like play the game and get like halfway through and then stop playing and then delete my save and play through it again. So I got really good at the first half of the game because it was just so fun to play through that first half, but I did that a lot when I was a kid. So anyways, what I'm trying to say here is, like, with all that, I'm also playing through Shadow right now, which is an amazing title. Maybe by the time this comes out, I'll beat it, because right now I just finished the 12th Colossus, but very good games as well. And a lot of them, as I said, even when I had a broken disk drive, I was able to download a lot of them to my PlayStation 3 easily enough, because I had several games that I had gotten for free through PlayStation Plus over the years on my account. Anyways, I guess that's really it. I just want to make a video, saying, kind of explaining how it was, with the PS3 and everything. So, overall, some people might be thinking that I really like the PS3. No, I don't. It's still slow. Both, the XMB, navigating through things, playing games and all that, and the internet, oh my god, the updates are horrible. They're horrible. They really are. Like the other day, I popped in Gran Turismo 5. That thing had 27 updates. 27 updates! I play on PC. I play on all the other systems, like the Wii U, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One, PS4. I don't experience that on any other system. And by the way, it has been proven before, because there were some people that checked into it. They did a bunch of tests. PlayStation Network is throttled on the PlayStation 3. You want to know why? I have a 100 megabit down and up connection. I have like a 5 to 8 millisecond ping. Like, that is my delay right there. I have a very good, very fast, very reliable connection. And downloading like 1 gigabyte over PlayStation Network would take me like 10 minutes. When 1 gigabyte should not take me that long. Within 10 minutes, I should be downloading like 7 or 8 gigabytes. Something like that. And a 7 or 8 gigabyte game, that takes about an hour over my connection here, and it's directly hardlined into my 100 megabit connection. I have it through my Switch and all that. What I'm trying to say is there's nothing on my end that should be throttling it. Anything else is hindered by the system itself severely. And for people that might be saying, oh, it's because it's SATA 1, it's because this with the system, I don't have those slow speeds on the Xbox 360 either. I've only ever experienced them on the PlayStation 3. So even just playing a game sometimes is just a complete chore with all the updates and everything you have to go and how slow I'm done ranting. I'm good. Y'all have heard me rant enough about this system. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you for watching, everyone.